Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Raw Radiant Health, and I'm Natasha, and thank you so much for joining me. So today I'm going to be talking about mixing fruit and nuts, because I got an email from Becky yesterday asking me more about it, because yesterday I spoke about generally explaining food combining, what it is and how to use it in your diet. And so she brought up the question about fruit and nuts, and this also came up actually in a coaching call I did last night as well. So I know that for a lot of raw foodists, the whole fruit and nuts in a meal can be quite an issue for them, and for other people it's not a problem. I just want to say one thing before I get into this, is that you are the one that knows what's best for you. You can read all the books you want in the world, you can listen to all the experts and all the health advocates and all the gurus out there that are telling you, do this, do that, don't do this, do that. And their advice can be great and their advice can be completely sincere and it can be well backed up. But if you follow advice that doesn't resonate with you, if you don't feel good doing it, you're having bad reactions, listen to your body first. Listen to yourself first. So and that's why, like, when it comes down to food combining, this is something that you have to look at on your own, because what works for me might not work for another person, and what works for another person might not work for me. We're all very different. We all have different constitutions. We all have different backgrounds with our health and with our physique, pretty much. So it's really, when the best thing to do when you're on a diet is to learn about yourself. Like, this is a lifestyle. This is about getting back in touch with yourself and seeing, like, what makes you feel great, what lifts your mood, what gives you energy, what makes you feel better, what makes you light, what makes you just want to jump up and go and do things. And then look at the things that you do that makes you want to go to bed, makes you cry, makes you have mood swings, makes you angry, makes life just seem gray, and makes you feel sick and heavy and tired and ill and congested and constipated and all that. Okay, and so those are like two different types of beings, right? So you have to see that, like, your food makes you react in certain ways, and you want whatever you're putting into your body to support your life and make you go further and forward in life. You don't want whatever you're putting into your body to make you fall back. Okay, so that's a disclaimer I'm giving you before I go into this fruit and nuts, because it might be great for one person and it might be terrible for another. Okay, so pretty much the whole deal with fruit and nuts is that, as I talked about yesterday with the food combining, is that fruit should either be eaten alone or it should be eaten in the beginning of a meal. Okay, and never at the end. And you can mix fruit with greens. That's fine. It's great in a smoothie or whatever. It's greens like spinach and kale and lettuce, that kind of stuff. It's fine with fruit. There's no digestive problems with that. But fruit and fat. Fruit is a sugar. Fats like nuts, like oils like coconut oil or olive oil or sesame oil. Other fats would be maybe like coconut meat or shredded dried coconut. Those are oils. They're high in fats. What else? Seeds. Seeds sometimes can be a little bit. They're definitely lower in fat than a nut and have higher carbohydrates in them, but they still do have a pretty substantial fat content that you would want to put it in the category of fats. Okay, so that's a category, is fats. So, and then you got the fruits. Now, some people, if they mix fruit and nuts or fruit and some sort of fat, like they put fruit and fats in a smoothie, or they eat fruit with their nuts, a lot of people get really sick from it. It really affects their digestive system, and they might even notice having skin conditions from this. Whatever happens to your skin, like if you have acne on your skin, if you have rashes, if you have bumps, if you have eczema, if you have just itchiness, if any kind of skin problem is usually an indication that there is some sort of digestive upset. Okay, so if, let's say you're on a raw food diet, you've been on one for quite a while, and your skin is not getting better, it's probably because you have a digestive problem. And it probably has to do with mixing fruits and nuts. A common thing for raw foodists to be doing is to be eating like dried fruit and nuts together mixed in one. Like, some people can eat it, no problem, they get their energy from it. Other people, they eat it and they feel fine, but their skin is always broken out, or they eat it and they don't feel fine. Okay, so that's an indication that fruits and nuts do not work well together. Okay, so, but on the other hand of things, and that's what I want to talk about too, is that it can actually work for you. Someone like me, for example, I actually do really well eating fruits and seeds together. I actually do better, especially when I'm eating, I've been doing a little bit of an experiment with this, because I don't normally do very well on smoothies. Anything that's blended, that has a lot of fruit in it, it impacts my blood sugar badly, to the point where even as much greens as I put into it, if I have a green smoothie, a lot of times I'll have that smoothie and I won't even get a sugar high, I'll just get a low and I'll want to go to bed, because if it's in liquid form and there's a lot of fruit, it goes straight to my blood, and I'm very sugar sensitive. So for me, what I've been doing a lot lately, which has been fabulous, is just adding a little bit of hemp seeds or chia seeds into my smoothie. And I'm not talking a lot, it's just like, I put like a teaspoon of hemp seeds into 4 cups of smoothie. Okay, so that's like filling up my entire blender jug with fruits and greens, and then adding just a little bit of seeds. And it helps to level out my blood sugar, and I don't get that spike and then the low, or what I call hitting the wall, because that's what it feels like. It's like I have a smoothie that is just pure fruit or something, and I'm just like, whoa, you know, like I hit a wall. And so just adding a little bit of fats in it, it does great for me. But most people, it's terrible. And the same thing too, like I find even just having, you know, if someone has a blood sugar issue, even if they have fruits that are lower in the glycemic index, like having, like let's say like an apple, like a Granny Smith apple, that's lower than like low in sugar compared to like a banana, right? If they have like a Granny Smith green sour apple with a little bit of tahini or almond butter, and not very much, just a little bit spread on it, that can also help even out their blood sugar. So, and for me that works. Like, I do great with that, and it actually also helps when I'm working out more, and like endurance things, like when I'm running for like an hour and a half straight, I'm better off having a little bit of fat with my fruit before I work out, rather than just having fruit straight up, because I just burn it too quick. So that's my whole thing on the fruit and nuts. You know if it'll work for you. If it doesn't, let it go. But be aware, if you don't feel good when you're eating fruits and nuts together in the same meal, stop it. And if you have breakouts, stop eating fruits and nuts in the same meal. Either just stay with the fruit or stay with the nuts and have the nuts with vegetables. And do that for like 2 to 4 weeks and see if your skin clears up, because that might be what's causing some problems. Okay, so I'm wishing you guys a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!